Have you ever noticed your own breath? That gentle rise and fall, the subtle movement that's always there, whether you're aware of it or not. In and out, a rhythm that sustains us every moment. It's the first thing we do when we enter the world and the last thing we do when we leave it. An adult at rest takes about 20,000 breaths a day, over 7 million a year. Imagine each breath a silent marker of time passing, a quiet companion through every day and night. We do this without thinking, yet it's essential for life. Breathing is so automatic, we rarely pause to appreciate its importance. The key ingredient? Oxygen, a gas that powers every cell, from the smallest mouse to the largest whale. It's the invisible force that keeps every living thing alive. The air we breathe is mostly nitrogen, but it's the 21% oxygen that matters most. Without it, life as we know it simply couldn't exist. This delicate balance has evolved over millions of years, just enough to fuel life without being destructive. The atmosphere is a masterpiece of natural engineering. With every breath, we join an ancient cycle, drawing in the element that made complex life possible. Each inhale connects us to the deep past, to forests and oceans long gone. Food and water can wait, but oxygen is immediate, our invisible fuel. Go without it for just a few minutes and life itself is threatened. So, pause. Take a breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Notice the sensation, the life it brings with every inhale. In that simple act, you're part of a story billions of years old. Your breath is a link to the earliest life on Earth. Every breath connects us to the planet's history and the machinery of life. Across continents and generations, we all share this vital act. Oxygen is the reason animals crawled from the sea, walked the land and soared the skies. It's the spark behind every leap in evolution. It powers our thoughts, our movements, our very existence. Every heartbeat, every idea, every step depends on it. Each breath is a reminder of our connection to Earth's past. We are living echoes of ancient life, shaped by the air we share. And it all starts with that quiet, constant rhythm, a rhythm that unites us with every living thing, past and present. Earth wasn't always rich in oxygen. In fact, for much of its early history, our planet's air was utterly inhospitable to the kind of life we know today. For 2 billion years, its atmosphere was filled with thick clouds of methane, ammonia, and carbon dioxide, swirling above a volatile, volcanic world. Life existed, but only as simple microbes in the oceans, living slow, low-energy lives, barely eking out an existence in the darkness and chemical soup. Then, cyanobacteria evolved, a tiny organism with a revolutionary skill, photosynthesis. This was a turning point in Earth's story. They captured sunlight and released oxygen as waste, slowly but steadily changing the chemistry of the oceans and the air above. At first, this oxygen rusted the iron in the oceans, forming vast iron ore deposits that still shape our planet's geology today. Over millions of years, the oceans became saturated, and oxygen began to fill the atmosphere, transforming the very air itself. This great oxygenation event was a planetary revolution, but for most existing life, oxygen was toxic, and its arrival triggered one of Earth's first mass extinctions. Yet some microbes adapted, learning to use oxygen's power to fuel new, more efficient ways of living and growing. This adaptation paved the way for larger, more energetic life, setting the stage for the rise of complex organisms. The 21% oxygen we have today took eons to achieve, with levels rising and falling in dramatic cycles shaping evolution along the way. Eventually, a stable balance allowed multicellular life to explode in diversity, filling the oceans with new forms and colors. Oxygen's arrival was a revolution, driven by the smallest of creatures, tiny architects of our world's future. It set the stage for the world we know. And ultimately for us, for every breath we take, we owe a debt to those ancient microbes. How does our body use oxygen? The answer lies in our cells' mitochondria, the powerhouses that turn food into energy. This process, called cellular respiration, relies on oxygen as the final crucial player. Food is broken down into glucose, which enters our cells. The first stage of energy production happens without oxygen, yielding little power. But when oxygen arrives, it unlocks the real energy jackpot. Oxygen acts as the ultimate electron acceptor, driving a chain reaction that creates ATP, the cell's energy currency. With oxygen, a single glucose molecule produces up to 38 ATP units, without it only 2. This efficiency is why oxygen-breathing life is so active and complex. It powers our muscles, our brains, and every thought we have. Without oxygen, our energy production grinds to a halt. Every breath fuels the extraordinary machinery of life. Life can make energy in two ways: anaerobic without oxygen and aerobic with oxygen. Anaerobic respiration is ancient and inefficient, used by some bacteria and our muscles during intense bursts. It produces just 2 ATP units per glucose, enough for simple life or short sprints, but not for complexity. The waste? Lactic acid, causing that familiar muscle burn. Aerobic respiration, using oxygen, is far more powerful, up to 38 ATP per glucose. This abundance of energy allowed life to become bigger, faster, and smarter. Oxygen-breathing organisms get nearly 20 times more energy from the same food. It's the reason for cheetahs sprinting, birds migrating, and humans thinking. Oxygen divided life's history into a low-energy past and a high-energy present. We are the beneficiaries of that powerful legacy. Breathing in is just the beginning. Oxygen enters our lungs, filling millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli. These sacs, with walls just 1 cell thick, allow oxygen to pass into the blood while carbon dioxide moves out. Red blood cells, packed with hemoglobin, pick up the oxygen and carry it through the body. The heart pumps this oxygen-rich blood to every cell, fueling our organs and muscles. When cells need energy, hemoglobin releases oxygen, which enters the mitochondria. Deoxygenated blood returns to the lungs for a fresh supply. This cycle repeats with every breath, day and night. It's a seamless, efficient system, delivering life to every corner of our bodies. Each breath keeps the cycle going. Oxygen gives life, but it's also highly reactive. Every breath we take fills our bodies with this essential element, fueling the processes that keep us alive. Yet oxygen's dual nature means it can both sustain and threaten life, depending on how it's managed within our cells. Its power to drive cellular respiration comes from its tendency to strip electrons, a process that can also cause damage. This electron stripping ability is what makes oxygen so effective at releasing energy from food, but it's also why it must be carefully controlled. Unchecked, oxygen creates free radicals, leading to oxidative stress and harming cells. Over time, this damage can contribute to aging and a range of diseases, making oxygen both a friend and a potential foe. Our bodies fight back with antioxidants, molecules that neutralize free radicals. These defenders come from both our diet and our own biology, working constantly to keep our cells safe. This balance lets us harness oxygen's energy while minimizing harm. It's a delicate dance, allowing us to thrive in a world where oxygen is both vital and volatile. At high altitudes, the air is thinner, less oxygen per breath. The body must work harder to capture what it needs, and every inhale becomes more precious. Our bodies adapt by breathing faster and making more red blood cells. These changes help us survive and even excel in environments where oxygen is scarce. The brain, using 1/5 of our oxygen, is especially sensitive to changes. Even slight drops in oxygen can affect our thoughts, mood, and ability to function. From ancient microbes to mountaineers, life is shaped by its relationship with oxygen. Evolution has been driven by the need to adapt to this powerful element. Every breath is a celebration of the energy that makes us who we are. It's a reminder of our connection to the world and to every living thing that shares this air. Oxygen is not just a gas, it's the engine of vitality and the story of life itself, woven into every heartbeat and every moment of existence.